Good morning.
Why you say after you desire her, you
Morning.
may say to yourself, right?
Morning.
Like it means that you sleep with her at that point.
Now, remember, on Friday we showed clearly in the Rishonim, any way you want to learn, and every jerk will learn whatever he wants to do, whatever he wants. The answer is that it's a machloket in the Rishonim. The Rambam seems to say, it's right the way he wants, then you must give her a chance to be a convert, otherwise don't touch it to begin with. Others are saying, no, you can have a relationship only if you bring her home. Others are saying, if you bring her home and after 30 days. So it's like, so but Eli's point was, normally when you, normally, it's all the commentators. Yeah. See, as we go, as young people, teenagers love to say, do it. It's the biggest X in the universe is what to do it. But to understand, it's difficult to control, but saying as we mature, you can relate much better to what the Pasuk really says. You'll open a second in yesterday's parasha. Let's look a second on the Arachot of Shiluach HaKel.
Rabbi Prague?
Yes.
If you're going back to yesterday's parsha, I didn't want to do this, but if you went back, could you go back to Perek Chaf Gimel, Pasuk 20? You want to do? Let's do it afterwards. Do it after. It's not fair. We'll go afterwards.
So which Pasuk
You already
is?
started. You have to give us.
I'm sorry. 2021.
Okay, it's simpler than you think.
I'm trying to understand the Rashi. That's all I'm trying to do.
Okay. Open a second on page 1056.
10:56.
1056.
Larry, good morning.
Let's read from the beginning. לא תשליך לאחיך נשך כסף, נשך אוכל, נשך כל דבר אשר תיקח, איסור זה איסור of the gift. Don't charge interest by charging more money or by more food or any service. לנוכרי תשליך ולאחיך לא תשליך. It's permitted to charge interest to a goy. It's permitted to pay a goy interest. למען יברכך השם אלוקיך בכל משלח ידיך על הארץ אשר אתה בשם על המשתה. So Larry wants to see the Rashi of Pasuk 21. Here. First look at the Rashi of Pasuk 20 on the left column. It says, לא תשיך לאחיך נשך כסף. Says Rashi, אזהרה ללווה שלא ייתן ריבית למלווה. It's not only a warning on the lender not to charge interest, it's a warning on the borrower not to give. ואחר כך, the next pasuk is, אזהרה למלווה, את כספך לא תיתן לו בנשך. So we have in Parashat Kedoshim a warning on the lender, and here we have אזהרה on the borrower. Okay, let's add to the Rashi what the Gemara says about Mitzia, the lender and the borrower and the witnesses and the scribe who writes the contract. So the lawyer that writes the contract on A owes B interest is also part of the.
Is this Malkut?
I have a question.
It's a lot.
This is Malkot. Yes.
Yeah.
From the first pasuk, we know it tells you not to charge interest on the brother. And the second pasuk is telling you that you're not to destroy. Do we need that pasuk to tell me that you can?
Really, David has an interesting comment. Baruch haba. You didn't have Sammy for a long time.
Yeah,
Sammy,
long
Baruch
time,
Hashem came. Summer is over.
He's going back to deal. Then he know what it's over.
Hama, what?
after Sukkot.
Hama.
ככה עלה במחשבה.
They will give it Sammy, take the Chumash. Look on page 1056.
But the question was getting a little more boring.
So David has a very good observation in the text. Look a second. David says, if it says lo tashich le'achicha, the issue of charging interest is to your brother, which means a Jew, Why do you have to say afterwards that Nochri Tashir? Why do I need an open heter to charge
Is it a
interest?
heter or is it a mizvah maybe?
Oh, we'll see.
Might be a
So
mizvah.
most commentators answer on David's comment is like this. The Goyim through the generations, this is in print, verbal. This is the proof that we look down on Goyim. Don't charge interest. Well, go to a Jew.
Yeah.
Charge, it's mufurash. It's the exact opposite. Listen carefully. The same language is written by Hashabat Aveda. Look a second. It says, "V'chen ta'aseh lechol aveidat achicha." Listen carefully. If you are in the wholesale business or retail business, someone comes to you, you paid for the iPad 200, you charge him 225. Is this interest? No, it's a regular profit. And why can't I lend you the 200 and charge you 225 as profit, not as interest? Do I have to convert it into electronics and then make it? So charging interest is a very normal way of making business. It makes no difference if I convert my cash into food items, clothing, and making profit, or you don't make a profit on the money side. However, my brother comes to my store to buy, I'll sell him for 200. He's my brother. Understand? You're not making profit on your brother. So the Torah is giving you here a logic, not that the boy is less than a Jew. A Jew is your brother. This is the answer. The reason why Lamnochri Tashir is not because he is less or more or whatever.
That's the normal course of business.
It's the normal course of business. So the Torah is the exact same language is written in Shabbat Aveda and two other places. So look a second in Shabbat Aveda. Look at the mitzvah.
Okay, but I think there's one problem. with what
Have
you're
a
saying.
second. In the beginning of the parasha, look a second. Every time the Torah talks about the Shabbat Aveda, it's the beginning of the parasha. Just a second. You look a second. Page 1048, David, 1048. It says over there in chapter 22, see David, Lo tireh et shor achicha. See Joseph, page 1048. Achicha, it's exactly the same. Lo tireh et shor achicha. או את ציון ידחים, והתעלמת מהם השב תשבר לאחיך, ואם לא קרוב אחיך אליך, yes? 4 times in the same topic, really 5 times. 5 times your brother. You're not obligated to go out of your way to give to a goy. Is it because the goy is less? If it's my brother, I am taking time off to return the item. If he's not, he's a regular person. It's exactly the same if you look in the Rambam and the Shulchan Aruch by both. You're not obligated. It's nice if you do it, but you're not obligated. This is exactly, so the word achicha here is really hinting at the reason.
Still not comfortable with the answer as to why you're saying it's mutad for the, you're not mutad that you should charge interest to the goy. It's a roundabout way, but you look at the Peshat, everything here is fine. Achicha is fine. You don't do it
Who
for the goy.
says that you should? Jim?
It says,
I stand by my comment.
No, Jimmy suggested maybe of course there is roots to do. See in a minute. Because
Rabbi, so based on what you said, we know it's asur. Let's say today an interest rate. Let's take moderate examples, right? You go to borrow money from the bank today, the rate's us 8%, let's say, 7, give or take. I want to help my brother. Okay, but I have, let's say I'm getting, but the bank is giving me 5%.
he only says if
So
you
now-
charge him 2 instead of 8, but it's still a bit
But I'm helping my brother. I don't have to lose money. I'm not going to lose money to help my brother. But if I charge him even
Very good. So
what,
if you
whatever,
look,
it's
if you
asur.
look, if you look at the commentary of
It's
the,
asur.
if you look at the commentary of the Netziv, the beat is written in Kedushim also. The Netziv says this is why the Torah invented what we call today a legal, not possible, a terrorist car, whatever. If someone comes to you, listen, I don't have a swimming pool, neither a tennis court. Can you lend me $500,000? Just go to the bank. Go to the bank.
But it's a hardship, Rabbi. When the lawyer goes to the court and argues for the variance, I was there. She tells him, it's a hardship, he doesn't have a pool. I'm looking at her, is she crazy? What kind of hardship is that? But that's how they argue in front of the court.
But Rabbi, if
But-
you're wrong, the
but-
Torah does
no, but-
expect you to lose money
no,
for your
no,
brother.
no, but this
So
is-
even though you could charge him
No, but
whatever,
this is
the
the-
Torah
this
does,
is
it's
the-
like charity. It's
I don't have to lose, bro.
But if your brother says to you,
No, I don't mean the tennis court.
I'm trying to expand the business because the
Tennis
family
court,
grows.
sorry, that's
This
not
is
the
why
point.
the halacha invented
That's
this.
what you have to
according
do.
to
Eli, my point is this, I'm getting 5 points
No,
on
no,
the
I
bank.
understand.
No, no, I need
You are
that
doing
5
me a
points. No, no,
favor.
I'm using that 5 points as
You
part of
understand
my
this point.
living expense, I need that 5%
The
to
point
live on
is,
it.
so a regular guy comes to borrow money from you because he has problems, whatever it is, financial, not to build a tennis court, and you can't charge him interest, and you're gonna lose 5% on the money, 8% on the money, right? That's what I expect you to lose, you're gonna get him to lose the 8%, it's like another way of
He's
charity.
asking, I'm losing
What
only
was half?
6%. I'm charging only minimum, I'm covering my.
I just wanna get to what the
I'm
bank's giving me.
covering my
And
basic.
it's cheaper for him, I'm saving him money and I'm covering him.
Well, you do have another option.
Yeah, 1 second.
You do have another option.
It's even it's not only the guy does the job and you're trying to. One is
Business.
business. Give him a job, someone show lending money, interest free. This way, then you have in Parashat Behar when you have to wipe it every 7 years. But here it's anyone in need, right? But again, you're not obligated for someone that wants to buy a new car or
Even according to the Netziv, so that means if you do a heter eskar, it sounds like it's 100% legit. No, you don't
yeah.
look at it, it's a backdoor item if you have to, but they will tell you, we'd rather you not to,
But it's always
right?
people are always, people are always
On certain situations. you should
expanding
do
it to.
But
this is like-
Eli, they make the heter eskar in a way that is a little risk, but really it's almost no risk.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
there's certainly,
Larry,
it's
what-
certainly
Larry, what do you want to
perfect
say?
to do it to let
There is another way of doing it. If
There's no
this
problem
is-
there.
this isn't a poor person, if it's a poor person, forget that. This is a person who comes, you don't have to give them the
Yeah.
money. This is all driven by greed, that's all this is.
I know, but this is the
I think
question.
that's a fair
I
statement.
know, but this is the question. I mean, I'm telling you, this is very famous. The Stapler had a son and a daughter. For his daughter, he took really a real scar, and unfortunately, he had 6 kids and he died at a young age. The Stapler, a poor man to begin with, married off his orphans, yes? And you realize through the years he put mamash pennies aside to marry off his. Then a fellow came to him and he knew the fellow was honest, and the fellow says to him, I'm really broke. Now is he obligated to take money mamash that he's putting under the mattress? So this is his grandchildren. Chayav or lo chayav? Yeah. It's a very tough call.
But you said he was a poor person who came to him. How do you get away with low ta'ametz and low tikbots?
So the question is, is there a line or not? Or the line is, if a poor man is in front of you, forget now. But the Stapler is looking on it, my granddaughter, the orphan, no one is
Well,
going
so you're gonna say Al Yavaz
to took $1 from anyone, no matter what. Whatever what, yes. If you want to buy 2 sets from him, he says in Yiddish, but what do you need from him? You're learning to give him a word, you have
He
a
wasn't a good salesman.
Sure, no. If you bought a set, it says, what's after the set? What are you learning? Yes, buy one.
Buy one.
No, everyone was saying.
We're trying to find a way.
Now
to
it's
get
when
it.
you stop, don't give me. Whatever you learn, I'll give you. After he died, part of the Yerusha for his daughter, Chaim Kanievsky was the only son. Told his daughter, you make the profit now. The father's
Sell all the
money.
books.
She basically married off her kids.
Wow.
Chaim Kanievsky said, this is not for me, Abba didn't make it. I'm not going to make money on that. You take it, you need it. Okay, then of course he became famous. But it's a very tough call. Are you obligated or not? The money you have, the money is for. The answer is the Stapler gave it to me. He gave it I said, I cannot see you, man.
He gave it to him and didn't
Yeah,
save it for the.
Okay,
for the-
no,
for the-
it's a loan, it's a loan,
It's a loan, I
loan,
understand.
loan.
But the loan doesn't mean I can pay it back.
This is
By
the
the way,
point,
he's gonna come
every,
in,
risk. He took the risk.
every loan
He took the
means
risk.
to
It's an
take,
element
to
of risk.
take a risk.
But unfortunately, most of them don't get paid back.
This is today, but in the olden times, when I went to yeshiva, high school, there was a fellow there, Zaritsky. He was a student in the yeshiva of the Chafetz Chaim. They had a store in the yeshiva for the Bachurim, for socks, for this. No one ever wrote down. You took a pair of socks, write your name.
Honestly.
He says, after the business was closed, 5 years later, we paid the last penny. He says, I was in charge, and when I paid the last penny, I told the guy, look, it says, you're yeshiva guys, what are you saying?
Right.
What, you're honest? I mean, this is the way people look at
What's the
life.
no
What's the chiddush? He's telling him, it's 5 years ago. I said, of course. I knew for sure they'll be paid. Okay, took your time, is that? This is the way people get.
Well, I think most people, it's an honor thing not to say. I remember Rabbi Liniado, this is years ago, called collecting money for someone. He was buying a house. I said, Rabbi, let him take the money. We'll give it to him as a donation. The guy insisted he doesn't want a donation. He didn't want it. Whatever it was, I know the rabbi collected money. Comes, never got the money back, and I didn't expect the money back. The guy called him maybe 6-7 years later. He wanted him to help him again. He told him, you didn't pay back.
Right?
No, look at the guy, the goal of the guy.
Yeah.
And people were willing to give it to him as but I get the honor thing. You know what I mean? But you cannot pay back.
Let's go back to Rashi. Pasuk Chaf Aleph, yes?
Yes, I don't understand. I don't understand the two lavs you say. Which is what?
Listen carefully. See, Be'emet, Rashi is addressing David Antel's question also. David asked, why does he tell Anochrit Hashem? Okay, so I gave you, this is a philosophical explanation, but Rashi is giving you the halachic answer. Listen carefully. L'anochrit Hashich, ולאחיך לא תשיך, right? לאו הבא מכלל עשה. לאחיך ולאחיך לא תשיך.
I think we're gonna need Eli again. We don't hear you.
לאחיך לא תשיך. says Rashi, it's a ספרי, לעבור עליו בשני לווים ועשה. לעבור עליו, if you are lending an interest, שני לווים ועשה. The שני לווים is twice לא תשיך, yes? And then,
What's the שני לווים? Charge interest.
לעבור עליו בשני לווים ועשה. יש לך שני, אתה אומר שתי מצוות לא תעשה.
What's the שני
לא תשיך twice. לא תשיך לאחיך, לנוכרי תשיך ולאחיך לא תשיך.
Why is that?
So לאחיך,
Same love.
It's the same love.
לא, חוזרת פעם, זה נקרא שתי לווים.
ויקרא.
תמיד הכל, I have news for you, if you follow the text always, רש"י תמיד אומר, תמיד רש"י, this is the Gemara many
So you're going to
times.
say you could be, if the Torah writes something twice,
תמיד.
you're over by doing one act.
בטח, לתורה תמיד אומר.
No, you're doing one act and you're over on two.
Pay back on time, the work on time is 4 levim.
No, it's different, Naveen. This is the same love.
It looks like same.
No, that's a different item.
Anyway,
You're getting one different love.
anyway,
I know.
Lina, if you want, I'll be 4 or 5 other places, מפורש, בתורה שתי לווים. לעבור עליו בשתי לווים.
Yeah.
So, okay, Eli is going to put
I was gonna suggest it. Thank you.
Look at it for the love to allow you to do this.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. That's better. You feel the heat?
הנוכרית, השיעי.
Okay, here,
Well, can we get Charles to stand on the roof of the edge?
here, David, the אורח חיים, Eli points out, תשמע, הוא אומר,
Can you hear me now?
הוא אומר, לנוכרי תשיך ולאחיך לא תשיך מי זה?
There must be a way.
If a Jew, says, if a Jew gets the money from a goy to give to a Jew, it's also a sword to Jew. If you're buying it directly from him, if you're a delivery man, you're a UPS man, so you're not doing anything. you are taking it for the goy to give to a Jew, but you are responsible for the goy. It's your issue. This is what Or Chaim says. Go to Parashat.
So if I lend money to a goy without a beat,
No. It's a word.
To a goy.
No, to a goy. I mean.
You're treating him like achicha. What do you mean? You just told me achicha, don't charge interest. If I give him to it, I'm treating him like my brother. He's not my brother.
Here's the question. If we are obligated today to bury and to give tzedakah, if we have extra like Jews.
Mishum Eva, Rabbi, maybe. Not Mishum
מה
Eva.
זה משנה? אבל the mitzvah is
Same again, what is a version of the same thing? What's that gesture? That piece. What's Mishum Eva? So you don't have a fight with them.
Jimmy, I told you many times we had a teacher. We had a teacher by
Ronnie, fix the screen, Ronnie.
Okay.
Please. Thank you.
He told me many times the story. In 1936, by the pogrom in Hebron, his grandfather, his father's father, was living right there in the Jewish quarter. He had an Arab neighbor. As the people came, the neighbor, the Arab stood there with a gun. Every Arab that wanted to come in, he says, "You come in, I'll kill you." 36 hours later, his army comes. His grandfather comes to the Arab. Why did you do it? He said, why did I do it? Because 2 years ago I had to borrow a lot of money. And I came to you. And I came with a very expensive collateral bracelet with diamonds. And you told me, collateral? You're neighbors, I trust you, keep it. If you trust me, you know my brother. I was about, my grandfather's family was saved from the pogrom because they didn't fulfill Yani, they were Nochrit Hashim. 67, this is the beauty of the story. His brother served in the army and they liberated Hebron. They came to the old man. Says, we remember, we know the story. Can we help you? He says, there's one son unemployed. They made him a driver in Eged. The first Eged was to Hebron, was the Eged. The סיפור ששמעתי מזמן. זה מה שהתכוונתי. In today's day and age, people are looking at it, the results are totally different results. We're not talking about taxes now, and you are in business and you are, whatever is expected in business, you do. Go a second to the mitzvah of Shiluach HaKen.
Was the business loans and the Zamel Chumash?
Most likely not. The concept of global economy didn't exist. הכל היה private. Look a second in the mitzvah.
Somebody is buying and selling goods in a marketplace and he runs short of cash. Wouldn't he need to lend from somebody, just a normal course of business?
Right, but no, but
Would
this
that
is-
have existed in business?
There's money on this.
Yeah, saying,
Of course
it
it
would have
would.
existed back.
It's called cash advance.
No.
There is a reason why Shakespeare wrote the Merchant of Venice, and because everyone looked at Jews as money suckers. I mean, can you imagine that? You know the story, the Merchant of Venice. The agreement was, if you don't pay me back, this is the Jew to the goy. He never met a Jew, Shakespeare. If I'm cutting your piece of your flesh, this was the
On the flesh. On the flesh.
question is halachically. Let's assume now it happened. It never happened. If it happened, are you the owner of your body to say, if I'm not paying you, take the answer is no.
No.
In Jewish law, it is, if I'm Rasha Gamur, I'm lending you because I want to cut your hand. And I know that you wouldn't pay back on time, and I said, if you pay back, you
That's
take
why you
your
can't sell a
pound.
kidney.
Nothing, what?
That's why you can't sell a kidney, I
This,
guess.
not only you cannot sell. Every time people talk, when Ravadi Yosef and everyone, Tzitz Eliezer of the Tshuva, okay, the girl with the crooked nose, have a nose job. This is how they start. Are you allowed to cause a physical pain to yourself? The answer is no. Okay, so of course the answer is psychological damage the girl has. Is that fine mutar? Okay? Make sure that the doctor when it comes to a kidney, this is exactly the point. Point is,
So,
the kidney is not
So Rabbi,
pure.
based on that,
Can't
seriously,
donate it either.
you're talking about a girl, they wanna get
All
married.
the-
I mean,
ladies,
now lady's
tell me,
lady's married for 40 years,
Yes.
she's 60 and she wants a nose job.
No,
I mean, by the way, there's more ladies that haven't worked at all
Yeah,
the age of the
no,
younger
right,
ones
right.
today. So that might be a sort of.
Also, the answer is Hila.
She's married already for her,
באמת, when we teach it, I say, but you see on
it
the
stops
face
some
of the
strain,
girl,
it
that
comes
most
if you would have given it to the guy, then it's selling it to him and you would not be allowed to take it out. If some guy comes to you say, I need your kidney, you say no, and he says, I'll buy you for
Social
$50,000,
pressure,
you
you
say,
come to a
okay.
wedding,
Then I
everyone,
would
you know,
think it'd be
everyone
absurd.
is, there are no wrinkles on the face, there's no.
How about you became woke?
The Jewish way.
They're all about.
Look a second, and
Today, young girls,
No,
married.
no, he's talking about the older
No, no,
ladies.
so
In
young
other words,
girls
one
say-
older lady did it, so the other one.
Jimmy, we had in our school a young man by the name of Scott Topolansky. Scott Topolansky was pleasantly plump, you know what it is?
Diplomat, Rabbi.
Smart. The kid was.
They use that in my time.
The kid came from a divorced home. It was a bad divorce, and his mother didn't mind. And he believed that the reason he's not succeeding with the girls is because there's pleasantly plump. He's putting tremendous pressure on his mom. They have a liposuction operation. This is 25 years ago. not
For
30.
himself, yeah.
His mother doesn't. So she's looking for a cheap doctor. She found one in New Jersey.
Yeah.
She comes with her son Sunday. This was January 1st, Sunday. And he tells her, take your other son shopping. You come back, you'll find a new son.
Oh my goodness.
She comes back, her first son was dead on the table.
Yeah.
Since the doctor was in Schumacher, was banned in New York to make those operations.
Good.
He died on it, but he was putting him to sleep. No, this is it happened to us. Everyone remembers it yesterday.
That's why they should go to Turkey, Rabbi.
Yeah, that's
Or
right.
Turkey, or Turkey, or
Rabbi,
or
Turkey, they don't report the deaths.
It's
or
fine.
to Turkey.
They had the best time.
Collateral damage.
No, or to Turkey, or to find a cheap doctor.
Yeah, you go for a head trip, why don't you come back without a kidney? No, come on.
Yeah, today, young girls are taking Ozempic. Because they want to get married.
Young girls, they're all taking those empty.
No, single girls who want to get married, if they're pleasantly plump, they're taking Ozempic.
Everybody's taking those. It's not
Good, yeah.
not limited to,
Yeah.
uh.
There was just an article in the paper the other day, they're taking doses that are much more
Too intense.
than
They're
their
dangerous.
body weight's supposed to be.
Very dangerous.
Move
And
it
they-
along.
Huh?
Move it along.
Yeah, and they're getting very sick from it, because if they're supposed to, I don't know what, I don't know.
Somebody told me there should be no more single girls that are overweight in the community.
Someone told you that?
Somebody told me, that's what he says that because they
Because of
can take,
Ozempic?
they can take Ozempic, but they don't have to be worried about
The
their
other one works better.
With John?
40%.
What about week over? You know, there's another.
No, but yeah, look at Paul. When you walked in, it was.
I'm a little, yeah. But I did surgery.
Well, it's a different story.
I did surgery.
No, you're not.
You're not.
Eyes open, go to the, go to Shulchan Aruch. Short, Sam. Sam, you short. I mean,
And I just looking in the article.
Chabad, okay, let's go.
Worse and worse.
So Rabbi,
Right
we're
now,
talking
the
about
paper
today,
yesterday.
serious question, Rabbi.
The
The today, the older
Can-
ladies.
can I tell you-
have- The first one that did it, or the second one did it, the ones who, I don't know, whoever did started it. Are you admitting that they did it Be'isud?
What's it?
No, the rabbi answered me today, the older ladies, this one did it, that one did it.
Did what?
Eli,
Plastic surgery,
in
that's
today's
it.
day and age, even if your mother, Alea Shalom, is 65.
They do facelifts, what?
But-
They're
No,
all-
my question was the first ones that were doing it, were they allowed to, the heter of Hacham Obadiah was up for a single girl. for
Single
this.
girls that feel very, Ishma,
Psychological.
here is the difference.
Why is it head tip? Why do you think it's a head tip
Who
now?
said they asked?
He said, the rabbi saying now that they're older, they
Older,
think
they
this
have
one,
the
they
same-
feel, so maybe it's a heter for older.
Social pressure. Same social pressure. Because
But that's aging.
the community is
What do you feel bad? What do you feel bad?
everywhere. You have to look good.
She's looking good for her age.
Hey, Tishma, Jimmy, Tishma.
60, she wants to
Jimmy,
feel like
Jimmy,
she's
listen,
20.
listen. Friday night, my wife, she doesn't do it very often. She says, have to hear this story. Okay, the story is written very well by Zeltzer, the one that Chacham Yaakov hired to write in Chambam. He's a master writer, but the story is a myth. The story begins, I'm adding it because it's part of the story. The wife decides to become healthy and she says, lunch is meat, burgers this, supper is vegetables this. The teenage daughter says, Mommy, this is not for me. Anyway, she storms out of the room, she goes to the wife says to the husband, this is, I'm trying to do something healthy. But he comes in, his daughter is like this. When we talk, no. Says to her, let's have a deal. Ask whatever you want. I mean, everyone. Come to supper because it's not nice for mom. Fine, she comes. And they shake hands, the deal. He comes to her and says, so what's the deal? He says, Michael. 2 days later, she comes to him and says, Daddy, you remember the deal? The deal is I want to shave bald.
Oh,
What?
never hear.
Is it normal? The deal is a deal. He couldn't say no, he couldn't understand. She goes to a barber. Sometimes, can you imagine?
The true story or something?
That's a girl?
Yeah.
There's a story here,
The
wait.
Jewish soul is about. Listen, nothing like it. No. He was stunned. He couldn't look at his daughter. Anyway, in the morning, he was driving to school, and he especially stayed near the school
To see what's
See
going
what
on.
happens.
see what the kids are saying. He's looking at his daughter and says he's going crazy. A minute later, another girl comes
Can't
next
speak.
to her, and someone's knocking on his window. The woman says, I don't know what he's doing. Because of chemo, she
Kimmy's lost all
her,
the hair.
and
She didn't wanna make her
everyone in
feel alone.
school was laughing on her, and she ran home. And your daughter called my daughter and says, come to school tomorrow, you wouldn't be embarrassed. I promise you.
She wanted to shave her hair.
She shaved her hair to make a friend. This is in a school of 600 students. Doing this for a girl too.
Yeah.
This is.
That might be the hardest test for a girl is to shave her head. The hair for a lady is almost like.
And the mother says to her, we offered wigs, so she had headache, whatever. She couldn't.
I was gonna say, what about the wigs? Did
Wig,
they-
Don't wanna do that. Not the point.
But here is a teenage girl is willing to go bold to
Just
make a
for-
friend.
Okay.
They work together. Says the father. This is what education is about. Understand? The no job is whatever you feel. Yes. Many years ago, when we went to Russia in 1988, there was a girl from Ramaz, and the father was very wealthy. He wanted to make her a very fancy bar mitzvah. Says, Daddy, it's a waste of money. Listen good. Print 10,000 copies of Chumash, Rashi, and Russian translation. Let's give it free to anyone who wants it in Russia.
Instead of the party.
Every school that went took it with her. The only condition was everyone that received should tell her a thank you note and an album with all the thank you notes. See, this is education. What keeps us going is not the nose jobs. I mean, not whoever needs it, needs it. Saying older ladies normally don't feel so comfortable about themselves, becoming old, paying attention to them, etc., etc. Okay, so she looks good.
Might be psychological.
It's only psychological. You're a grandmother,
Rabbi,
you're
that's the problem.
you're an
with
accomplished
the
woman.
Social media. Before they didn't see outside.
This is the problem.
That's the biggest problem.
You're looking
Social
at
media.
yourself through the glasses of other people.
That's the biggest problem.
This is what social media does to people.
But you want something? You also can't get a good picture of yourself because once you do, they do it once, they do it again and again, and they look so distorted. They don't even realize they look distorted
Yeah.
after a while.
This is a
Terrible.
Joseph, when serial girls take pictures for the yearbook, so that when you get the proof the first time,
We'll do it again.
then after do it again, it says, you're afraid to admit that this is the way you look.
Right.
You really think the camera didn't do it?
Yeah, no,
The yearbook's
a camera. I'm
Yeah,
gonna tell you, one of my daughters, when we went for my son's bar mitzvah, taking pictures in Israel, no, we had fights every day. I don't look good on the right side, I look good on the left side. And do 20 people had to sit for a picture, I almost blew my top. For the stupidity of.
Go to Shiluach HaKel, guys, I
Okay,
prepared
we
it.
gotta do something.
Now we
Okay,
have to
please.
continue tomorrow. No, Eli, you have no idea how much stuff we have here.
No, I could, if I had a gun,
Guys, it's easy to laugh at the ladies. We are exactly the same, you understand?
Rabbi.
I told my wife I buy tires for $6.99. Look at the price went up, now it's $9.99. I says, I'll buy it for you. She made sure that the guy cut.
Cut the label off, because otherwise.
You ever see a tire with the label cut off? She told the guy.
You want to see the designer name. Sometimes it's in the lining.
What is the difference if it's silk or silk made or silk like it's basically the same. What?
They all stain the same.
At my age, I have to every time I eat.
Rabbi,
Or you put it in the shirt.
I just have to learn before we eat, take off the tie.
Yeah.
Do it till you're dying, do whatever you have to do.
This Friday night,
I put a napkin
Jimmy,
over my
this Friday
tie.
night was only me and my wife. I took it up.
$100
Help I cannot take off the ties.
You're right, whenever the grandkids.
Has whoever
You know,
invented the
dress,
tie,
no matter what,
spelling
they
again,
leave
spelling every
stains
time.
somewhere.
I'm spelling every day, we have to put it on. The time, and then you sweat because you get.
Do we know where the tie came from, Rabbi?
No. For a good business, a smart business.
Probably Jewish for sure.
Okay, open the parasha. I want to show you first halachically fascinating stuff, then go to the Rambam and the Ramban, and the Maharal strongly tags the Ramban. Let's see. This was a good topic for Semi, so Semi came from my mind. Okay, we left. Okay.
Cameo appearance.
We read it yesterday. By the way, but they read, the only time in Sefer Torah, Paul, the Sefer Torah Sfaradi is different than
This week,
This
this
week.
week. For
So
we have a hair.
Aleph
they have
for
a
a
hair.
hair. I went to check in my Sefer Torah in
That's
Yeshua.
the only
And
difference.
check yours also.
The whole Torah, that one difference between Ashkenazim and Sfaradim is the hair or the
Aleph for a.
Besides that, they write the sheen differently, just, this is still the sheen, but.
Yeah, no, this is a different letter.
Yeah,
No, this is the Mahloket.
This is the K'tab, the K'tab.
Yeah, that's the right.
The text.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
text. Yeah, it's a very big difference.
Mishinah. Yes, no. Answer is the woman's Torah. This is okay. באמת we can go straight to the Rambam, and I wanted to see all the halachot in the Rambam, which is the Gemara in Sechet Chulin. Harry, where is Parasha of Shiluach HaKel?
I got it. 10:50.
Oh, yeah, you see, now
Yeah,
you got
we
the
just
book
had it.
we have this way, 10:50. Let's read carefully, carefully. כי יקרא, כאן סיפור לפניך. Look at the English
If
translation.
it happens.
If it happens.
Yeah,
What is it? So Jimmy says right away, if it happens, which means I'm not obligated to go look for it. This is what it means.
So I always yell at them when there's a sign of deal, you should have, I can't say $400, you correct.
Okay, we'll see in a minute the machloket. Ki Kare sounds like as Jimmy is saying, if you happen to be walking and you see an ass, do it. Don't look, no, look.
Yeah, I know, but there, does that
If
mean
you
inside
stumble
your
on
home?
Then Eli says, if it's in your backyard,
Doesn't count.
it's your backyard, it doesn't count unless before the season begins, you make a declaration. The declaration is, I have a kavanah not to be zoche in the nest. So what is the difference if I find it on a tree in the forest or it's in my tree that I don't own? You understand? Normally the difference is whatever. If I walk into your garden and pick up a stone, you can say, "Hey, this is my property." The principle is the same. If you say I don't want my reshut, my chatzer to be zocher, this is exactly what.
But if the tree is in the public property going over your house, over to your property is.
No, legally. goes over yours, it's not.
Yeah, no, Rabbi,
you are-
you're allowed to shave if you have your neighbor's
Only
tree.
because of a damage, but what happens if your tree, apple tree, nice apples? Can I cut the apples based on this logic? It's not my apples, it's yours.
Right.
For damages, yes, I'm responsible for it. But it doesn't make it mine.
How are you gonna take the apple?
What about,
It's on your side. It's
No,
on his
no,
side.
No,
But I
it's
think
not
that
the
my
apple,
property-
no, the branch.
Branches is
The
like, oh,
branch
you
is
could
to
sit,
me.
you're sitting on your
Okay,
property.
I'm
so
sorry,
I
How
can't-
does the owner retrieve the apples? He has to have permission to go to his neighbor's
Yeah.
property to get the apples.
Exactly.
Yes,
oh,
there's
Rabbi
permission to
Prague,
get
what
my
about,
No,
So,
what about I have a fence? And this year it happened, on the fence, the bird came and built a nest. And there were babies under.
which part of the fence, the outer part or the inner? This is the answer. On top?
Yeah.
On top of the fence.
Yeah, but
So
whose
this is
fence?
borderline,
It has to be
borderline.
Someone's fence.
No, if
it's
it's
not
on
It's
top,
my fence. It's my fence.
considered Reshut Harabim. So I'm thinking to myself, find a scarf on top of your fence, it's not yours. Whatever is inside your property, inside the fence.
It's half in, half out, then you can't, doesn't belong in.
If his fence is probably on his property.
Yeah, it
What?
depends, Rabbi, it depends where the
Fence
fence
is-
is.
has to
It's
be-
on his property.
We what Paul says, most likely the fence
Fence is
legally
on
is
property.
really your
Legally on
property.
your property.
Then it's
Well, maybe
yours.
you don't feel fair the property outside the fence because you put the fence there, just like you just
No,
told
but
us.
this is the question, asking, is the edge of the fence on the last?
And
Ten-
if
To your
you-
property
If you're
or
installing a
the-
fence,
If
it's
it's
okay, and make
legally,
sure with the
it's
fence on
right,
your
if
property.
it's legally on your property, it's yours.
Okay, so what-
continue.
they
בדרך,
share it.
בדרך,
They pay together.
בחולץ, בדרך בחולץ או על הארץ, which means in any given situation, the Gemara learns so far, so on an island, on a tree, okay, אפרוחים, they are born already, the chicks או ביצים, והאם רובצת על הביצים, על האפרוחים או על הביצים.
It's extra language, right? By the way, you could just say that.
What happens if the mother is on the branch on top of them? What happens if the mother is hovering over them? Does it mean physically the mother is sitting on them or not? We'll see in a minute. לא תיקח האם על הבנים. You cannot take the mother together with the kids. שלח תשלח את האם, ואת הבנים תיקח. Am I commended to take the eggs or the chicks after I send the mother? Or the main idea is שלח תשלח את האם. The pasuk says, ואת הבנים תיקח לך. You'll see in a minute, it's a big machloket.
So, could you exactly say the fact pattern, what exactly happened? You're walking and you see a mother bird is sitting on top of her eggs, right?
You see a nest, and the mother bird is sitting, hovering, sitting on the eggs of the mother. You're not permitted to take the eggs while the mother is there. You must send the mother away, and then you are permitted, if you want, to take the chicks or the, this is the way it's written.
I don't understand one thing. If it is purpose that you're saying it,
Take the
it's a haram to take the egg. So by mistake, if you encounter the things, how come it can be allowed? I mean, if it is allowed if you're passing by mistake, then it should be allowed to do it. If you
So what exactly are you asking?
like the fact that it happens on your way, if you are able to take the mother's egg there, why shouldn't you? I mean, it looks like you're doing something wrong in a usual way because you happen to see it. It's allowed. What do you mean? Like
No. What you meant to say is, if I lost my tefillin, I would look for tefillin. Okay? All my life, I think once I did this mitzvah, yes. Should I go every spring
And look for it?
for this mitzvah?
You have to go out of your way, that's.
Joseph, every childless couple, we just did this mitzvah. Because the Zohar says that doing this mitzvah is a
Right,
segula,
yes, right.
every childless couple. People that have many problems in life are looking for this mitzvah. In a minute, you'll see what the Zohar says, Pachates.
but what is the mitzvah here? You
The
taking
mitzvah is send the
mother's
mother away, and then you're permitted. In a minute, wait, let's
You know what I don't get? We We spend so much time on Shliach HaKhan, and all you get is you get Arichas Yam.
No, but
You
in a
go
minute-
to the end, wait a sec.
So if you run across a nest with only eggs in it, no mother.
No, I'm asking it differently.
In a
Why don't we
second-
go to the end? Why don't
in a
we
second.
go? Why don't we go to the end of Parsha? If I'm honest and weights and measures, I get Arichas Yamim.
Good, good. It's much easier to do it, but
Right. Well, I mean, it makes such
I'm
a
joking. Rashi is saying, Rashi is pointing out, the man he tablach ve'arach te'amim, says Rashi, if for such a easy mitzvah you get, a promise for health and arichut yamim, kal vachomer in other difficult mitzvot. Look at Rambam Sefer Kedusha Hilchot Shchita, believe it or not. Ask anyone you want, where would the Rambam write Hilchot Shchita? See the master organizer, Rambam Sefer Kedusha Hilchot Shchita.
Is that after Isurei Bi'ah?
Yeah, Isurei Bi'ah is the first half. Then Machalot HaSorot, then you have Shechita. You see it? Rambam is the master organizer. Right. Oh, he's asking, you're not kidding? Good.
Sure, we get to take it to bird.
Good. Look a second in Perek Yud Aleph. Perek Yud Aleph Hilchot Shchita. After it is, no, it's not Yud Aleph, it's Yud Bet. Sorry about that.
You said the Harambam had nobody to follow.
Not Yud Bet, it's Yud Gimel. He was the man. Everyone follows him. Perek Yud Gimel, I'm sorry. Perek Yud Bet is Otov Ed Benor. You have the same question. Perek Yud Gimel. We have enough Rambams. We should have enough Rambams. There is another Rambam up there. I have 3 black ones. One for
Hazan who says Yehamuna Rahamecha Kemo Kansi Port that you rip them down and
Yeah, it's Gemara in 33.
God says that they
Here, how about Hilchot
Oh, sorry, look with him at these one. Look with the rabbi.
so Friday night, it was too small for you.
Is this mitzvah basically the same as you can't kill the mother and the daughter?
The Rambam is putting both together and the Ramban. This is a beat.
Can't.
I mean,
Yeah, the careful.
Oh, the mother and the daughter. Right.
let's see the Rambam.
I still don't understand. Okay.
I remember, it just came to my mind, so I'm saying it. I read once that a certain community in Hungary, the community was taken by the Nazis in the morning here, and the Jew says to his non-Jewish neighbor, please make sure to give him my chickens. He didn't know he's going to die. Said they have to eat because otherwise they suffer. The guy was taken to be killed, and he remembers. Of course, the neighbor took the chickens and there, but it makes a difference. The bottom line is, according to the Ramban and the Rambam, it's teaching us to be sensitive, even to animals. This is the bottom line, but we're going to talk million things. Look at the Rambam, Perek Yud Gimel, you have it? Halokeach, look at the Rambam begins. It doesn't start mitzvah aseh. Halokeach em alabanim. He did the opposite of what we're supposed to do. This is why he wrote in the Hilchot Shchita. See? Veshchata, habasar mutar, fascinating. My thing, since I had no permission to do it, so the mother becomes a sword. The mother becomes a sword. Shchita, ushchata habasar mutar ba'achila veloke, but he gets 39 lashes. Al shchitat ha'em. Larry, why is he getting malkot? Because if the mother is alive and you took it, since you have the chance
To return it.
to return or to send the mother away, but here,
He
ushchata,
killed it.
the Gemara in Makot Perek Shlishi, the lav anitak la'aseh, if there's no chance
To fix it.
a man raped a single woman, he has to pay money and he has to marry her if she says yes.
But
If
he
it-
still gets lashes.
If he does not, he gets lashes. If he does not, he gets more lashes. But no, you can always fix it. If the young girl will die, then he gets a second if he divorces her.
Right.
If he divorces
He has
the
to marry her
woman,
for
he has
life.
the mitzvah to remarry her. But we cannot give him lashes because he can always remarry. If she would die
Right.
or get killed,
Then you get the
it's
lashes.
the same case, you see?
Right,
The
right,
mitzvah
right.
here is send the mother away, but the minute you slaughter the mother, then you are getting the malkut for lo tikacha. It's a lot
Yeah.
of sin, okay?
But at
This
first
is
he
why
gets
the-
lashes and he has to
correct,
marry her.
correct. The lashes no matter what.
Yeah.
ולוקח שחיטת האם שנאמר לא
You think the
תיקח
lashes
האם
is
על
enough-
הבנים.
you think the marriage is enough,
וכן,
punishment?
וכן, you teach it to young kids. Which girl would marry?
Would marry this guy.
He's a rapist.
Real
No, they would, by the way, because they would say nobody else is gonna marry.
I thought this day, but be much more than that. Very often, I read many times. The guy says this was a date rape. He said, I didn't rape her.
Mm.
She invited you.
She
She says
invited
it's
you.
rape. It's a rape. You understand? Maybe she's dating a guy for a long time, and maybe he did rape her. Obviously, we have witnesses that he raped her. She likes him. What he did is terrible. And take into account that she's afraid that no one would marry her. ולוקח שחיטת האם שנאמר לו תיקח האם על הבנים. וכן, היא מתה. If the mother died, קודם שישלחנה לוקח. ואם שלחה אחר שלקחה, even though what he did is wrong, פטור, because the reality is, okay.
The mother was sitting on the nest.
No, he took her. And since the Laban Itak La'aseh,
Oh, he took her and didn't show her, you mean?
Correct,
Ah,
correct.
and she died, so he didn't do anything wrong, really.
But the minute she died, he lost his opportunity to correct his lot aseh because she
So
died.
okay on that, wow. I know, that's why.
וכן, because of your question, the Rambam gives a rule that באמת should be written in Hilchot Sanhedrin, but the Rambam copies the Gemara. וכן כל מצוות לא תעשה שניתק לעשה, every לא תעשה that is connected to a positive command, חייב לקיים עשה שבא לארי, we spoke last week about it, ואם לא קיימו, לא כן. ואם לא קיימו, לא כן. Here the example is a rapist, yes, okay. Now, בא אחר וחטף האם מידו ושלך. Someone snatched. What?
אחד.
See, it's interesting. I have refrained.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Had one. I mean, it doesn't change the meaning. Ahad is something else.
באחד, maybe אחד. It's because I need.
It says it had.
It says אחד. This is my lens. וחטף האם מידו ושלך, או שברחה מתחת ידו שלא מדעתו,
He still gets
לא
smuggled.
כן. Why? The minute you took her,
Without showing her, you're
Reliable.
already.
they're giving you a chance to fix it.
Right, but then once
There's
you
no
find out-
chance, it's over.
There's no chance. או שברחה מתחת ידו שלא מדעתו לוקה שנאמר שלח תשלח עד שישלח מעצמו והרי לא קיים מעשה שלו. Good. Listen to this now. נתן אם על הבנים, he took them together and he was cutting off her wings כדי שלא תעוף. Then he sent her away. Realize the guy is a crook. He wants to make sure that he gets her.
Right.
So he did cut the wings
Wow,
this
wow,
way she
wow.
cannot fly too far. Says the Rambam, Makim אותו, מכת מלכות. You realize? With the Rabbanan, don't be a wise guy. Your mitzvah was
Just
to cut
cruel.
her- What?
It's cruel.
Okay, no, but the Makat Maldud is because you're wise.
I said, but he's cruel.
Yeah, for sure, okay. מכים אותו מכת מרדות ומשעה אותה, you know this?
It's
אצלו עד שיגדלו כנף, you must keep her till the wings
Grow
regrow,
back.
then you must send her, you understand?
Wow.
Because sending her and she's unable to fly,
Yeah,
you didn't do anything.
Did the wings regrow? I didn't know.
והיא מתה קודם לזה, again, if she died before or she got lost, he got מלכות, fine.
Are we learning from here that there's a neshama in an animal that actually has a
הנפש,
tza'at?
הנפש,
Nefesh. And
This is
nefesh
the
that
Ramban.
has a tza'at?
Okay, the Ramban, the famous Ramban, the Ramban says that we and animals have a nefesh, whatever you call it. Type
Nefesh
of a-
behemit.
Nefesh behemit, is the
Behemit.
right language, yes.
Nefesh that's capable of having tza'at.
Yes, it feels pain,
Okay.
feels pain, this is the Ramban. כיצד משלחם, how do you do it? אוחז בכנפיה, you holding the mom in the wings, and you let go. שלחה בחזרה, let go. אפילו 4-5 פעמים חייב לשלח. She has to fly away not to come back. Fine. Okay, fine. And then he goes either.
So Rabbi, it's unbelievable. When would a mother leave, like, you would think a mother's
Instinctively,
always
sure.
gonna come back.
No matter
Well,
what.
if it's 4 or 5, is the mother gonna finally say, I give up all my kids? I mean, what are you saying here?
Instinctively, it's not gonna happen.
Doesn't the birds, they don't come back if you touch the eggs?
This is the point. Very often,
Oh.
very often, the minute you touch,
They-
somehow they realize
know.
that they don't come back. Even if she's not there when you touch. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Can
They have a-
you
they have
imagine
a-
having-
No, I'm saying, but they, like, they
This
have,
is the reason, it's the reason. Because otherwise,
I did it once, I remember someone called me late at night, they had one.
So you had to put gloves of halal?
No.
Yeah, no, that's just not the bad.
then the Rambam,
Oh, if you want to,
somebody-
oh, he wants to
if
answer
you
that.
want
Oh,
somebody else, the
Wants
birds
to
come
take a
back.
the
chance.
same, the
Yeah,
same way.
that's
Bird
right.
won't
Most
come
people,
back.
like
Come
most
back and they
people,
touch it.
most people today don't take it. And you realize the Rambam didn't mention
You don't have
anywhere
to, he
here.
has the option to take.
Not only that, the Rambam
Oh,
doesn't
you just
mention.
have to shoot birds?
The Rambam doesn't
You pick
mention.
it up, I think, you just pick it up,
You
yeah.
pick up and you said,
Why
oh,
the
if you have a
mother
stick
come
and you make the mother.
It says if you touch the egg, the
Why?
mother,
Why?
What we
Tuesday,
turn?
God created like that.
you look now in our Chayut Gimel. I'm purposely reading it.
You give it.
Because later you see Yud Gimel 13. הייתה מעפעפת if she is
Flapping.
Hovering.
flapping, hovering over the עם כנפיה, if the wings נוגעות בקן, if she touches the nest, חייב לשלח, it's as if she is sitting on the nest, on the birds. ואם לא היו נוגעות, if they don't touch, פטור מלשלח. הייתה מטריד, if you have a piece of cloth, או כנפיים חוצצות בין כנפיה לבין הקן, הרי זה משלח, but אם לא שילח אינו לוקח, which means only physically she is sitting on the eggs or on the cheeks, and you are not doing what you're supposed to, you get to the lashes, otherwise you wouldn't get the lashes, because be'emet, only if she's there. And later, as we learn the Ramban and other Rishonim, this is going to be a question. If the idea of Shiluach HaKen, says the Maharal, is to teach us a lesson of being compassionate to the feelings of the mother, does it make a difference? This is the halacha.
Why can't you say, why do they give this mitzvah, someone like Eli mentioned, the one where you can't,
A good question.
I mean, Eli said, what about the time you can't kill the mother and the Yom Echad? Why didn't they say that? They did it, Arichas Yamim. Why this mitzvah?
I'm not sure we're going to read it today, but tomorrow definitely. Look at Parashat Re'eh, Yanotov ve'edbno lo tishchatu b'yom echad, and you will see that the Ramban is using the same language he's using here. I have here many Rambans because I wanted to read the Rambam in length. We'll do it tomorrow, but look now in Shulchan Aruch, Reish Tzadik Bet. Shulchan Aruch Yoreh De'ah 292, maybe 293.
Is there a mizvah? If the mother is not touching it, is there a mizvah to show it even then?
No, it seems with the Rambam, there is no.
It seems like there's no mitzvah, it has to be on it for you to
Right,
show
right,
it to have,
right.
otherwise there's nothing to do.
Correct.
Was it on or close enough?
What?
Was it on?
But
or
we just
not?
read, you have to touch it.
She has
The woman
to
has to
touch.
touch it.
Reish Tzadik Bet,
And it has to be
292.
shoot while she's touching it. If she touches
Yeah.
it and steps away, it flies away.
When you take her, she has to be
On it.
Yeah, you have to be on it.
Let's read carefully now.
You're a day, you're a day, okay.
You're right there, but listen carefully. Eli, you have it Reish Tzadik Bet. David, look. Jimmy, give
We
it.
mentioned, but
Jordan.
if they both said off tahor, it has to be. You
So
have to know
first,
how to
yeah,
burn
yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Oh.
First look in, okay, let's read the Shulchan Aruch first. שילוח הקן אינו נוהג אלא בעוף טהור.
Oh.
Listen good now. אפילו אם האם טריפה. Legally you know that you would not be able to eat the mother. It's not, I want to eat the mother. ואפילו אין שם אלא אפרוח אחד, there is one sheep, או ביצה אחת, חייב לשלח. Now look at the commentary on the Bible. It's called Pitchei Tshuva. Jimmy, you have it? Yeah, you see it? Larry, look at the commentary called Pitchei Tshuva. Listen to this. עיין בתשובות חוות יאיר, this is 300 years ago. סימן סמ"ז, שנשאר. אם כאשר יקרא כאן ציפור לפני איש בשדה, היא מחויב על כל פנים להיזקק לה? Am I obligated? I see it next, right?
Do I have to do
I'm
that?
up, you see it, do it.
או
יש לו אור רשאי ללך לדרכו.
Can I keep walking?
זה לא אמרה התורה, שלח תשלח, רק.
Why don't you ask if it's not lefi kvodo?
Okay. But this is, normally if you're in the Sadeh, there's no kvodo, there's no one around, yeah? Normally they're not a fig kvodo in all the cases are, if you are in front of other people. But listen a minute, זה כתב, זה מדברי התוספות, גבי הבעיה לשני סדרי ביצים, זה גבי זה עובה ושח, מוכח, שאינו מחויב לטפל. He
You don't have
learns
to do
you're not obligated. If you decide to do it, you have a mitzvah, fine. But, look a line further, it says, אך אין דברי התוספות מוכרחים, יותר נראה כפירוש הרשב"א. The way the Rashba learns this particular question seems to, fine, look further. ומדברי הגמרא משמע דחייב, you're obligated. How? Listen how. the Gemara says, יכול יחזור בהרים. Are you obligated in the summer to go to the hills of New Jersey to look for a nest? The Gemara brings a pasuk, no, ki yikare.
Yeah.
Good. Says the Petchei Tshuva, if I'm not obligated, even if I see it, why do you have to tell me that I'm not obligated to go to the hills and look for it? Even if it's in front of me, I'm not obligated. Again, the fact the Gemara needs a pasuk to examine me, to go to look in the hills of the mountains, shows you if it's in front of you,
You are chayav.
How do you deal with mitzvah baliyat chal tak mitzena? I mean, how are you?
No, again, listen carefully. Yeah, what he says, he's asking, if it's a general rule, if the mitzvah is in front of you, do it.
Yeah.
For instance, so he's saying, how can you tell me I'm not? Mitzvah baliyat chal tak mitzena means, if you are commended, and you have a chance to do it now, don't delay. Here, the question is, am I becoming obligated or not? You realize?
So that's the problem of yikarei.
Aliyat means I'm obligated to put tefillin every day. Okay, I didn't put tefillin today. I don't have mine. I gave it to be checked. You know, in Chodesh Elul, many people
Check this.
Yeah,
check them as a result of the tefillin. Many people. So let's say I came to shul. I saw Joseph tefillin, nice tefillin. Then I saw realized the minute I saw yours, I should have taken yours. Mitzvah, I'm obligated by tefillin. I have 3 pairs. Joseph, David, Eli. Why am I waiting for you? Unless he has got tefillin dakot, you have gasot. All of us today have gasot, we have the same. So at Amavin, I am, the minute I woke up today, I'm obligated to put tefillin. Mitzvah baliyatcha al tak mitzena. You woke up early, you know that you're not going to sleep. Okay? You have a choice. 2 minyanim, 7 or 8:30. Go to the 7 o'clock. Al tak mitzena, you are obligated to pray. He is telling us the Chavot Yair that you are not obligated. You understand? You are not obligated. So the al tak mitzena, of course, listen carefully in a minute. Now, look further. What he says later makes a lot of sense. Listen. V'ayen b'sefer Mishnat Chachamim, you see that? Rei Shelchot Yesodei HaTorah. He says as follows. Shekatav, this makes a lot of sense, and this touches your question. וכמו שאמרו בציצית, ילך העונש, כי אם בעידנא דריתחא. See, but you know, sometimes you give a kid quietly. Says, Rabbi, I'm not wearing the 4-corner garment. This halakha they know. He's right or wrong. Says the Gemara in the Shulchan Aruch. Legally, you're exempt. But in difficult times, when Hashem is looking for extra mitzvot, this is one of the mitzvot that Hashem says, hey,
It's an easy
It's
mitzvah,
an
how
easy-
could you not,
It's an easy mitzvah.
how could you not?
It says the Mishnat Chachamim, listen what it says. Hayem בספר משנת חכמים, I'm sorry, וכמו שאמרו בציצית, גלק העונש, כי אם בת העיד על ריתך, when Hashem is unhappy. Joseph, why did this? Did you ever think about it? Why was this crazy in Israel for weeks after October 7, everyone put tzitzit? This is this Gemara, yes?
Yeah.
The Gemara says that when Hashem is not so happy, tzitzit is one of the things that he is checking. Do you have it or not? This is why it was very smart. He has to give tens of thousands of pairs of tzitzit. That's it.
Yeah.
הוא הדין בזה, אם רואה כן, if you see a nest, ואינו נזקק לשלח את האם, מענישים לי בעת ריתך. You are about to have a serious operation. You have a choice. I mean, בשמיים, your case is open. You have these extras are having all the opposite. It says, אבל לקה עונש, כמו בעובר, על מצוות עשה המוטל עליו, מכל מקום, היינו אם לקח הם, so he finds the middle way, yes? And the middle way is, do it, because there will be a time that you might need it. This might be your anchor, basically, to, this is really the Israelis, even the non-religious, everyone realizes it. You have to do something. Okay, this is why Tefillin also became such a,
I wonder how there was no shortage, so how many soldiers put on tefillin the first time before they went out?
this is the point.
Every soldier could have gotten a pair of tefillin for free. before, you know.
Not only the Gemara says that you never put tefillin. You ever made
Kafka.
kafta de lo manach tefillin. This is why. And many
Lubavitch goes crazy with it. That's why.
but what? Yeah, no,
That's why Lubavitch is very big on this.
but this is the Lubavitcher Rebbe was, pushing his Hasidim to do it, because at least even a Jew that knows from nothing, yes, at least you put
And the mitzvah tank.
like the mitzvah tank or by the kotel or by the, this is why Lubavitch does it. Tomorrow we would start with the Ramban and Rambam. This is the longest Ramban, very famous. What is there a reason here or not? And the Gemara that you mentioned before, you mentioned, if a man is praying and saying, Hashem, have mercy on us, the same as you have mercy on the birds. Is it correct or incorrect? Let's see. I just want you to realize, you see, there is a short comment there. Chiddushei Rabbi Akiva Eger. Rabbi Akiva Eger was Geonei HaGeonim. He says, בתשובות חוות יאיר העלה, decided, ובקרה כן ציפור מחויב להזדקק לה ולשלוח להם, ואין רשאי ללכת דרכו. Rabbi Akiva Eger seems to say you have to. You cannot let go. And he says in parentheses, החיינו בתשובות חכם צבי. The fact that Rabbi Akiva Eger writes it this way, it shows that his opinion is you have to do it. Now, most of us don't live in an urban area.
You're not gonna have the opportunity.
Not by you, maybe in your backyard, maybe in the island, maybe you have a.
No, this was in, believe it or not, this was in the city.
In the city.
Wow.
A nest and a fresh nest. Wow. Wow.
How far do you have to go? It's 30 feet in the air. You have to get yourself a lift and go up.
No, Eli, the fence maybe was 8 feet up. That's all.
And when it says you have to do it, if you see it, how far do you have to go?
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
Tomorrow we'll start with the Ramban. So let's keep the Ramban here, the big books, in these books. These books can go back. And the Rambam, I guess, leave the Rambam, I'm not sure. But the focus tomorrow is going to be the Ramban. But remember, the Rambam didn't mention the eggs at all. Right?
Yeah. Just was the mother.
See, Larry, normally I'm going home now to learn the Max, and he said I would love to, but I'm going to be too busy.
Oh, yeah, he has a pretty busy day. Yeah, he's supposed to come.
Is he going tonight or tomorrow?
Tonight, 1 o'clock.
Is going allowed?
Yes, I think it's 12 or 1 o'clock.
Because my two granddaughters two granddaughters are going to spend a year in Israel tonight,
Oh,
but they
wow.
go on the earlier flight. And now there's two flights, 11 and 1. So I thought if it's the same flight, I'll tell them to say hello. But it's
No, but I think it's the what's it called? I think it's the 1 o'clock flight.
1 o'clock, yeah.
Nice.
I let it just be healthy and happy. This every day you read the news this morning.
What was in the news this morning?
They shot ballistic missiles from Houthis. Houthis shot over and it landed over Tel Aviv.
Yemen to Israel.
Pachad, it's a big pachad. You could right.
I'm going to have this year four grandchildren in Israel. Two boys and 2 girls. And so my wife says, no matter what, she's going. But we're going twice. Once for sure. As a grandmother, she says.
What we're gonna do?
But you hear the new style is. The siblings of each one of them, you hear this, went to a studio. They wrote a song for the sister who's going away.
Beautiful.
They wrote the lyrics and the music, and they gave her a CD
So
to
she could
listen.
listen to it from time to time.
To
That's in their
listen.
presence.
And of course, she wrote a song also. Beautiful. Have a wonderful day.
Great day, Larry.
I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.